So Jesus said, "He that endures to the end." Is it my end yet? Or are you trying to end me? Right, right. See, that's the point, right? So your obstacle ain't simply me. You got my ex-wife and the girl herself, right? You're not identifying who you are, by the way. Who are you? Who are you? I keep asking you that little question. You gotta answer it, right? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you to even know me and my stepdaughter could have interacted that way, right? And why do you insist we did, right? And how do you know we did or didn't, right? The only one who did or didn't again is the mom or the girl, right? And that's only if I woke her up, right? If she was asleep or not, right? Again, we're going into hypothetical situations in the first place, right? Hypothetical situations can either be proven or disproven, right? What can be proven is a fact. If you have sex with a child, what does the mother have to do? Take her to the hospital, right? A child ain't meant to have sex with an adult. Even I know that, and I'm schizophrenic, right? But if I know that, why do you assume I would do that, right? Before I met the girl, I helped raise my sister. I told you that too, right? So you seem to be the one who has a problem accusing men of sexual deviations, right? They couldn't have done, right? Either without there being proof, right? Proof is if you have sex with a child, you got to take the child to the hospital for medical treatment. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. If not, you didn't have to do that, no sex occurred, right? Idiot. No. And I guarantee you she didn't do that. I know she didn't know that. Or there would be a medical record she could get. Like I'm showing you my medical records. Why do you think I'm showing you my medical records? They're real. They're real. I really went to the hospital for this particular injury or that particular injury or to have my tonsils taken out. Well, why did you show her those medical records? Because it was when I was 8, fool. Most people do it in America. Not in America. Most people have their tonsils taken out. Not everybody, but most people do, right? It's a common procedure now, right? It's neither good nor bad. It don't really mean anything, but most people do it, right? For example, or I had eye surgery at 12, right? No, I can't prove that unless I get the record from Candler Hospital where it happened. But if I don't get the hospital record, does that mean it did happen as well? No, no. But the record helps to prove it happened, right? See, that's what I mean. If I molested her or I did something with her, that would be proof, right? Her vagina would be red, for example. And Daphne would see it was red, right? And then she could go to the police and say, my daughter's vagina's red, someone wrote her vagina, right? And then she could file a police report, right? Idiot. Well, you can't prove someone licked her one time ever. That's the whole point about the sarcasm of it. No. Two. Sarcasm means you can't prove something beyond all reasonable doubt, right? You can't prove it beyond reasonable doubt. That's all I said is a licked one time, shit. And that's medically proven. You can't prove that. You can't prove that. That would cause no damage to the child and only leave a little bit of saliva on her vagina, right? Unless you did a DNA test that night, right? And collected a swab of her vagina, right? And found my DNA on the vagina. I told you that too, right? What do you think we're talking about here? That would leave evidence. There'll be evidence if I licked her one time. There isn't any if I didn't, right? Even if it looks like on camera I did. I didn't necessarily lick her one time. Right? So how the hell would you know that? And where the hell would you set the camera up? Because, most people look for those. Yes, they do. You can't have a hidden camera in my living room if I'm sleeping in the living room. That's my private area, right? That's like sleeping in the bedroom. Yes, it is. Now, until morning, if my ex-wife is in the bedroom with her daughter, who's supposed to stay in the bedroom all night with her daughter? Her mom. Her mom. And like I keep telling you, right, I'm not responsible to this point, right? If the child wanders there into me in the middle of the night, there ain't nothing I can do about it, right? But bring her back to her mom, right? What do you think I keep telling you? And ask her who shared that, right? Because even I know it's not normal for a child to wake up and sleep an adult. They tell you that on SCE too. Yes, they do. The child don't really do that. Whoever's telling you that. They might have molested you and lied to you about it, but I didn't do that with my stepdaughter. They blaming the child, right? Not me, not you. Either. I'm telling you I would do that was wrong and ask her to show that and bring her back to the mountain, right? That's also what you're supposed to do about it. Because the child don't know better. She's 4. No, she don't, right? If I'm making more sense than you, I'm making more sense than you because I'm telling the whole truth, right? You're trying to take the story and twist it, right? And accusing me, which is why I get defensive, which I have a right to defend myself too, right? Against any accusation, public or private, right? We all do, I know. I also don't have to incriminate myself, which I'm not either. I know you're not either. If I was, I'd be done in jail by now. I keep telling you that, fool. They would have done arrested me. You think they kind of tried and they just couldn't, right? You can't do that with no evidence, right, of a crime. Not even to me yet. Now, it might get that bad one day where you just start accusing each other of crimes and people start putting people in jail, right? But it's not that bad yet, right? They still know you need evidence to process a case, right? It's like with Michelle or Michelle. Unless they came to the house or again they did something when I was in the store with me, right? Which is why I lost the hour of time and don't remember what happened, right? I'm already telling you I don't recall anything anyway, right? Happening of that nature, right? I ain't the one lying. You're making me guess what happened during the hour, right? Which is all I'm saying I'm doing, right? I don't really remember. I just know what I would do if I was to make out with a woman by my past, not by if something happened with her or not either. And I told you that too, right? After that, it's just hypothetical and a fantasy, right? You can't prosecute me on a fantasy, right? It has to be validated, right? Now, if the dad was working his 15-year-old daughter, he ain't gonna let you validate that because guess what? He'll get fined money. He'll go to jail, right? For letting her work. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. No. He can't do that. No. That's illegal in Georgia, too, right? You can't break the law and say, okay, well, I'm doing something right when you're doing something wrong, too. Equally as wrong. Equally as wrong. Working a child or a minor is wrong. Is wrong. If they can't do that particular job until they're 16, right? I'm explaining to you as plain as day, right? If you're not listening, you're just not listening. No. My job is not to make you listen to me. I know. It's to tell you all the facts. You don't want to hear all the facts of the case. Or I'll be in jail by now, too, right? With Michelle or Michelle. Oh, no. If there was another Michelle, I don't know. But something happened with a Comcast girl. All we were supposed to do is I was supposed to get dressed and let her in and fix the cable. Did that happen, though? If it didn't, something else did. And I didn't hurt her, I would just make love to her. So you can't prove that. I'm telling you, all I would do is make love to her other than if she was a real female. If she was a male, I wouldn't. No, I would stop, right? See, another thing you're acting like if people can't stop having sex, right? Male or female, or male to male, or female to female. You can stop having sex at any point, and it's not over until you ejaculate inside the person, usually, right? Which is a medical fact, right? But if I stop before I ejaculate in you, it's harder to prove we had sex, too, right? Or someone didn't ejaculate in me, right? That's the point. You can say Ben did something, but you can't prove he ejaculated in my butt, right? Or on me, even, right? There would be sperm or DNA, right? And then I would go to the hospital and I'd be treated for butt lesions or something. Excuse my French there. Or I would bleed if I wasn't prepared for the sex, right? And there would be blood coming out my butt, and that would be in the medical records because then I would have to be treated for that, right? That would be proof Ben raped me, by the way. Yes, it would. If there's no proof Ben raped me, we never had sex either. And I'm a virgin in the butt. Meaning I don't think I even had sex, but if I did, I was raped. And if I was raped, I don't remember the rape. And I said no, and that means I said no. Right. Those are things you learn on SVU. The right to say no. Right. At any point during sex. And that's what I was telling Michelle, 1, 2, or 3, right? You have the right to say no at any point. Unless you let me finish with you, right? And when I finish with you, we're done. We're done. Together, hopefully, right? That's the point about sex. You can't tell me what I know I did with other women will be different with Michelle 1, 2, or 3 if I don't know what's really going on and I have amnesia of it. And I told you that too, right? But it still wouldn't change what I would actually do with Michelle, right? I don't hit women. You can't prove that. Or Michelle could have filed an assault and battery charge the day of. On November 7th, if I hit her or choked her, she could file a police report on me that day. But only that day if I did. Right. If I didn't, she can't. Right. Idiot. They show you that on SVU too. Watch the damn show. Get off your ass, watch some damn TV, and learn something about how these cases really work. Which is why I'm beating you. I know how they really work. Even if it's just in general. Right. They show you the process. Right. Someone rapes someone. They find out. The person goes to the hospital. Right. They do a rape kit on them. Right. You got to do all those things with Amanda too. Right. Or she wasn't raped. Right. Whoever it was that you're claiming was raped by me or abused by me. There would be physical evidence of it. She would have to go to the hospital if the child, unless you're saying Daphne became an accomplice by not turning me in. Right. Ask Steve Wilco. If Daphne didn't turn me in, she becomes an accomplice. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And it's then, though, not now. Not now. You can't prove nothing happened now. It's too late. It's too late. I got away with it. That's sarcasm, by the way. You know. Then. Meaning I was so gentle with the child, you didn't even know I molested her, huh? That too is sarcasm. That too is sarcasm. And I can't explain it to you. There's an explanation to it, like with accusing the innocent woman, Susanna, of wanting to have sex with another man. Right. Well, if she did, where was the man at in the garden? That's what Daniel realized. Right. If the two men gave two different answers, they were the ones hot, and they didn't see it. Right. And they didn't think that far ahead to say, oh, well, we need to tell what tree she was under. They didn't think about that part, right? In other words, right? And they gave two different answers. One said a Malonia tree, whatever the hell he said, and the other one said an oak tree. Yeah, I know. There are two different types of trees, right? In the garden as well. Now, both trees were in the garden. In that part, they were correct. But the man can't be under two trees at the same time. No, he can't. Right. That's how Daniel knew they were lying. That's all Daniel figured out there. People can figure out you're lying too. Zoloff sucks. If that's what you want me to call you, that's all I can call you. Right. I know. That's all I know your name is. Right. If you call yourself Fonz, I know you're not the Fonz. I know you're not Henry Winkler, the actor. But I know you're stealing his image, and you're not supposed to do that either. Only Henry Winkler can use the image of the Fonz, right? Legally. Because he's the actor playing the character, right? Now, I can do a to impersonate him a little bit. That's about it. Anyone can do a like the Fonz, probably, right? Whether you're a good impersonator or not. And most people can. But at the same time, you can't demonize people. What you're doing is really demonizing me when I did nothing wrong. I'm just around the girl, and like I said, I already admitted I could have molested her, but didn't right here. Key phrase is, I knew about that from SVU, and I could have molested her, but didn't. And that's why I'm saying it. SVU came on before I got on YouTube. Yes, I told you that too, right? All this is explainable. It has a rational explanation. What you're doing is irrational. You're the one acting more mental than me, and that's the problem. Right. Being mentally ill don't mean I'm acting mental all the time. I just act it out at certain points. Right. And it's not about what you think. I know. It's something like breaking a minor law, like walking down the street naked, right? Which, again, right, is part of a heat stroke, mental illness, and right, not having nowhere to really live response, right? Mm-hmm. There's a reason for all that, right? Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah. If you know what I mean, right? And that's the whole point, too, right? When you're accusing someone, you're also accusing the other people around me. Her dad, her mom, her grandma, right? That's what I mean. That's why I can ask you a simple question. What do you think she would say if I were to ask her? Grandma shared her to wake people up on the couch. Probably, probably. That's not a crime. Nothing happened to make it a crime, right? Except you're making it a crime, right? That's called an accusation with no proof or validation, right? The whole time on YouTube, pretty much, right? Within 6 months, shame on you is accusing me of doing this shit, right? Excuse my French here, right? This crap. Better word, huh? You don't know what I mean. Otherwise, when I use the SHIT word, right? It don't mean the same thing, just a different way to say it, right? Well, what's wrong with the word? Someone told you and put it on a list and said you can't say it. Who's censoring the word because they don't like the way it sounds? It sounds like a bad word to them, so they're making it a bad word, right? That's called censoring, right? Instead of saying that word, they don't want you to say it because for some reason it bothers them, it offends them. The sound of the word. Now, here's a little point though. In Aikido, a shite is the defender, right? But shite is how you say it. You can almost say shitty in a way too, but it's still a different sounding word, right? Right. Or shittim wood is a type of wood used, right? According to the King James Version of the Bible. And it's spelled Shittum. Whatever the hell kind of wood is that? I never freaking heard of that crap. I don't know what the hell they mean. I don't know it by another name either, right? But I still heard of shittum wood, but I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't. For example, right? I keep telling you this too. You got to have proof of molestation. No. Otherwise, you're just accusing someone innocently of it. Right. Just because they were around a 4-year-old girl. Right. You can't do that. Right. You can. You just can't prove it. Right. And I would be in jail by now, and I got away with it. Right. That too is a point. Right. Quit trying to act like I didn't get away with it because I did. Meaning nothing probably really happened in reality, or if it had, I would be in jail by now. Boy, you're breaking it up every day. Don't you think? Don't you think? The daughter would get fed up with it and prove it to you one way or the other. The mom would. If they could. If they can't, they can't either. So that's why we're arguing about it for my whole time pretty much on YouTube. Yes. And I'm doing everything, making a false confession, a true confession. You don't want to hear the real situation I was in. And you want to change the story that I did something wrong when I didn't. I know. You do. You do. You can't prove it. Now, maybe you were molested or something yourself. Maybe you were gaily molested. I don't know. Maybe no one took you to the hospital, right? And that's why you're saying that's what happened with Amanda in a way, too. I don't know, but that makes Daphne an accomplice if she knows I could have done something with her daughter and she didn't turn me in. No. That's what you're doing, dude. You're making it Daphne's fault, not me, by accusing me. It's automatic, right? If I'm around her and the mom's around her, we both could have known I molested her or not, right? Unless I don't remember it, right? And if I don't remember, I can only say I don't recall, right? As they do on the stand sometimes. I don't recall if I did something or not, but I could have done something because of the amount of time that passed, right? But I remember I blacked out. I lost a sense of time and awareness. People could say that too. People could do that too. I got proof of that, right? At the wreck and fall, right? I can tell the judge, honestly, I blacked out. I don't remember, right? What happened with the girl? Oh, no, she told me at first she was 37 from New Jersey and a college graduate and name was Michelle, right? That's all I remember. That's all I remember about it. You can't remember more or less either. Whole point. That's why you need to watch the damn show. You might understand what I'm talking about by now, right? They deal with way worse stuff with more facts than you could even have with my case with Amanda, whether we did something or not, right? Even though it's a fictional show. See, it's all fabricated in the first place, right? But that is the evidence you need if I touched her or not, right? If I licked her, you need saliva on the vagina from the vagina to prove I licked her, right? You can't just say I licked her, though I can if I'm saying it sarcastically. You can't. No. Say it's real. No. Even Amanda can't say it's real because she don't know if I really touched her. She's being influenced by you, and I touched her, but I didn't. No. See, that's what you're doing. You're influencing her. I did more than I could have done, right? And I'm telling you, there's an alternative reason to do it, too, to smell her if she peed, right? See, I'm also giving you an alternative reason to smell her and stick out your tongue to her if you're trying to make sure she didn't pee herself and go down into her vagina area to smell her. Now, like I told you, her mom's going to ask her if I touched her down there, right? She's got to, right? Or she will be a bad mom, right? And she either said no or yes. Yes. When that night. And I'm back on base 4 days later. I fell 2 weeks later on base. That's the whole story, right? You can't prove nothing. No. Even if someone else attacked me on base to make it look like I fell 3 stories, they can't prove that, right? And we brought up the same situation, right? And they tried to accuse me of molesting the daughter, right? You can't prove that. They can't prove that, not then or now either, right? But I can't prove they brought it up, but they're proving they might have brought it up, ain't they? By arguing with me about it for 15 damn years or more on YouTube, right? That's what's proving something strange is going on in this person's mind. You won't let it go, or she won't let it go, right? If they won't let it go, they did something wrong too. They're doing something wrong too, and they're trying to use their evil to justify my evil, right? Or my evil to justify their evil, right? And they said, that's worse, or this is bad. This is bad too. You're not supposed to do that either, right? Well, if you're doing something wrong, we're both doing something against the law, right? You don't get to say, oh, my breaking of the law is lesser than your breaking of the law. If we're both breaking the law, we're both going to go to hell, right? Unless you repent. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm trying to repent of whatever the hell happened. I don't really remember it clearly, which I said before. Meaning I don't recall, right? And that could be an answer on the stand as well. I can say I made that up on YouTube. And only on YouTube. Even in the book where my ghostwriter speaks of me having the dream, right, which I did too. In the dream, he said I masturbated to the child, but that's only in the dream. I didn't literally masturbate to the child, right? By the way. But if you don't read the book, you don't know what's going on. Right? That's why I wrote the book, or let him write the book for me, right? And improve the book, right? And he put it out through publications. Bye.